Interesting. Do the test sound. Test sound. 1, 2, 3. Testing sound. Come to Papa. Test sound. 1, 2, 3. Okay, testing sound. Fantastic. Come to Papa. Test sound. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll go ahead and give it a few minutes here before we can officially get this live going. Let me see. When you get on here, let me know. Okay, so I am monitoring myself here on my other cell phone, which I will use to allow people to call. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Hey, Tanya, how are you? I don't think I have my glasses on here, so I don't know how good I'm gonna read. To be honest, I wasn't planning on going live. Hey, Craig Miss, how are you? I wasn't planning on going live, but there's a lot of misinformation and nonsense out there that I just really got tired of listening to, and decided to go live so that we can talk about it. And don't worry, guys, I am in my car, but I am strapped, as they say. Always defending our Second Amendment rights. Always. Whew. Ah, man. How was your weekend so far? Why am I in my car? Well, I brought my wife and my mother-in-law to come in and play bingo, and I don't want to be in there because it's boring to me. I mean, it's not boring. It's okay. It's okay. It's just, my mind is on other things. Like there's times where I would enjoy being in there, and there's other times where I want to focus on what I need to focus on. And if I want to take a break from something, I like to take a break from something. And I don't know, my brain, I'm pretty weird when it comes to something like that. But Cool Cat Renee, it's been a while. How you been? Good to see you on the chat. David Barber was bitching and complaining that I was not live. So here we are. We are here live in Mobile One. This is what we call my car. Mobile One. This is the studio Mobile One. And I can't wait. I'm still trying to save up some money. I am going to get I'm thinking about it at least. I'm thinking about giving the Elon Musk's Starlink internet service. I'm thinking about giving them a chance and see how that goes. Let me see if I can grab my other phone to read comments. My weekend is going well. I've been sitting with the animals and scrolling. I know some of you guys are probably very tired of all the stuff that's happened today so far. Yes, Craig, Miss, 100%. And I'm excited about this for the Iranian people. Well, Luis Montalvo, you know what? I have a friend. His name is Carlos. Carlos is from Panama. He works at the casino. Now, I like Carlos. I think he's a nice guy and everything. But, he is so brainwashed. Kind of like you, Luis. Kind of like you. I want you to understand something. And I tell my friend Carlos this. I say, Carlos, listen. We cannot support illegal immigration. We can support migrants. That's a good thing. I think migration is a great thing for a country. But a mass illegal migration is a horrible thing. It's devastating for any country's economy. Just ask Europe, ask France, Italy. I mean, ask all these other countries over there. It is very bad for the economy of any country to have a mass migration, an unchecked migration into anybody's country. It's a bad thing. Period. It was funny, some of you guys know that somebody told me that pickle eggs mentioned my name before. I sometimes scroll through my feed and I leave comments when just real quick, just drop a comment and keep going. But I do that because I don't want to sit there and start calling people names. That's their channel. That's their chat. But I always drop a line of truth in their chat, and I drop like 10 lines, made 10 statements on Pickle Eggs live feed here streaming, and he has a friend that is helping him kind of not debate, but kind of destroy people with a different opinion than theirs. And no, I'm not drunk. And that's what I'm drinking. And so I left so many comments that didn't reply to them, that didn't like my answers, apparently. So yeah, it's what I do. I like to talk facts. One of the things that they were talking about, they didn't respond to me. You know, I am a person that I don't know everything. I don't. But I'm the kind of person that likes to criticize things, break them, take them apart, figure out how it works, what it does, and then put it back together and see, what's good about it. Docito, what's going on, man? Good to see you on here. Ripley, come on, man. See, this is how you guys get in trouble, dude. You guys are horrible. Let's see. I guess Docito, can you mod for me? Any people coming in here just throwing insults, just get rid of them. Give them a 10-minute timeout. If you want to be in this chat and you want to say something productive, say something productive. If you want to question something that I say, go ahead and question it. But don't be a jerk. Nobody likes a jerk. The live right now, the one that they're doing right now. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah. Pickle Eggs. Pickle Eggs is out there working hard, lying to people. He's got 118 viewers right now, and he's hardcore lying to the people. You know what I find interesting on his channel? It's that he says some part of the truth. He says some part of the truth, but then lies about everything else. And it's just like, you can't just make up shit. You got to be able to back it up somehow, right? I noticed that there is a lot of trolls going through my posts and my feeds, and they say that I'm a hypocrite because I have said before in my show that I have let my visa lapse and all this stuff, and that's not true. I've never said that. And it's just like, either people misunderstand, they confuse me with somebody else, or maybe a different comment, but they go with it as if it's like a fact, if it's the truth, and that drives me crazy. It does. It drives me crazy. But this guy, Pickles guy, it's I get it, guys. I get it. He wants to have his channel. He has he's a Democrat. He's a far left Democrat, and that's the problem. See, he's not an American first. He's a party guy. He supports the Democratic Party and doesn't think about the country. And I try to get some conversation with them and all this other stuff, right? But you know, they don't want to listen to facts. Here, it's okay, Frank. It's okay. America first. It still is, my friend. Now, for some of you guys that come into my channel, and even those who are always with me on this channel, when we say America first, every time that we're talking about America first, there's always that one person, there's always that libtard that comes in here and talks about, oh yeah, why are we giving money to Israel? Why is Israel this and that? And you know what it is? Let me tell you something. Who attacked Iran right now? The United States of America. And who else? Israel. That's right. Because they are our ally. That's our brother. We support them. We help them. They help us. We give them money. We get some intel. We work together. Now, let me tell you something. I had a friend in school. We went together through elementary all the way to 7th grade before I came to this country. And every single day we hung out. We were best friends. And some people were so jealous of us being such good friends, they will say lies about me to him. And they will say lies to me about him. But we knew each other. We knew what we had going on in our friendship. And sometimes I would get food from him. Sometimes I would share my lunch with him. We had a bike. Well, he had a bike. And we used to take turns riding that bike to school. Always together. We got out of school together and never failed. Always somebody criticizing why we were helping each other so much when we're not brothers. And you know what? He was my brother. I haven't seen him for over a couple decades now, you know. And when I've gone to Honduras, it's changed so much, I don't even remember where he lived. And who knows? He probably don't even live there anyway, even if I did find the place, right? But the thing is that people always talk about Israel. And every time that we tell them that Israel is our brother, is our ally, they just don't accept the answer. They don't accept the answer. So I'll tell you what. I got a couple of hours, I think, okay, because I'm waiting for the wife. I got a couple of hours. So if you would like to call in and you want to debate me, let me know, and I'll put my phone number on there so that you can call and let's make it happen. But if you're just going to sit in the chat, maybe, you know what, Dosito, maybe some people, they just drop by for a little bit just to throw an insult and they move along. And that's all they want. But that's okay. If that's all they want, let them just, move along. Let's see. AB, well, Defy 2 says, W for targeting companies by political affiliation because the Anthropic debacle could never backfire. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're saying there. Marcus, I don't know what the hell Marcus was saying there. Let's see. All right. So here, I will start with sharing. There was a guy that was on the phone trying to debate Pickles. Now Pickles doesn't like to tell his real name. Pickles wants to go by a fake name. Sort of like all of these keyboard warriors that come through my channel here. And Pickles was asked, "Is okay? You want me to? What is your name so I can call you by your name?" And Pickles says, "Oh, Pickles is fine." I like Pickles, but not this guy. And so the guy's he's being hit with Trump lying. I think Trump exaggerates. Sure. Could that be a lie? Yeah, maybe. Depends on how you see it. Okay. I exaggerate a lot. I don't consider that a lie. Okay. That is all part of culture and depends on how you're looking at things. If you want to get politically correct, you're not going to be a friend of mine. Okay. So we try to use some tact. We try to use some common sense. And at some point, you got to know when somebody's joking and when somebody's being serious. And if they misspeak, it is what it is. If they correct it, don't hate on them. You know what I'm saying? And the libtards, they just like to do that. They like to find one thing that they can get on them so that they can just be God. You know, so they can be God on them. Here, let me give you an example. So so their argument is this. The guy is kind of agreeing with them, even though he voted for Trump. The guy kind of agrees with them so that they don't tear him up, because you have to understand something. If somebody tries to tear me up, I fight harder. That's how I am. That's how I do things. There's other people that know what they're saying. They're on the right path, but as soon as somebody gets loud and just talks with them, they back down. I don't back down. You make me want to fight even more because I don't like being lied to. I don't like being controlled. You know what I'm saying? And so that is the kind of people that we have in this world. And so anyway, so so they get on him about that. Give me 1 second. I think my wife is trying to call. You know, when somebody doesn't answer the phone, it's because they're busy. Stop freaking calling every single time. That's right. That is my talk for my wife. All right, she didn't know I was live. Anyway, so the guy starts saying, "Oh, Trump is a liar, this and that," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm waiting. Okay, what did he lie about?" And you know, they say, "Yeah, he's talking about clean, beautiful coal, beautiful, clean coal," and I'm like, "Yeah, baby, clean coal." And you know, I know that coal is used for energy, right? For creating energy, and so they went off on him, and they say, "Did you know?" listen, listen to this, okay? This is very important. They tell him, he says, "Did you know?" Because there's a guy, Googling stuff and looking through stats and all this other stuff, right? And so because the guy mentioned coal energy, the guy that is helping Pickles, he goes in there and starts bringing some stats, and I'm just like, okay, well, let me see if I can learn something today. Maybe they're gonna teach me something. And he says, Did you know that coal creates more radiation than a nuclear plant?" And I was like, "Yeah, but what about it?" Just so you understand. Oh my God, what happened here? What happened? Just so you understand is, I know this myself, okay? And so their argument is that coal should go out of business. They should close the plants. This is a democratic idea. These guys are the freaks about the uh, global climate change, blah blah blah, right? Global warming. Remember that? And so these guys are the advocates for it. And then the guy says, "Well, does it?" He says, "I don't know about what coal does." And he's like, "Yeah." He says, "Coal creates more radiation than nuclear plants." And I'm like, "Okay. And what does that mean?" I don't think they understand what radiation is. And the reason why I'm laughing and I'm telling you this is because I know that the sun creates massive radiation on us, massively more than coal. Not all radiation is bad. Let me just say that again. The sun creates more radiation than coal will ever create. And the other fact that they overlook is always this: we are not God. We will not stop any climate change. We've gone through several ice ages. Where the deserts are now, there once was a vast ocean. There is nothing to change that. Guys, if you want to debate, let me know on there. Here, as a matter of fact, I'll give you my phone number so that you guys can call, because I can't read comments, to be honest. It's my eyes they are tired, and my phone is so small. I mean, for me, the letters are so small. All right, you guys can call in here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pin the comment. Okay, I'm gonna pin that on there. I can't read everything. That's right, Natalia. Cuba is next. We're already in Cuba, just people don't know. But we're already working in Cuba. Let's see. You don't call yourself for capitalism if you support the way Trump handled and traffic. I still don't know what traffic is, honestly. I haven't looked into that. But anyway, don't try to go and find something to fight Trump, bro. If you don't agree with something that he's doing, that's fine. But don't let me tell you this. Don't make a dumb argument. Don't make a dumb argument. We already hear enough from the socialist Democrats. If you're not a capitalist, you should just really just shut the hell up. Really. If you're not a capitalist. Okay? And I consider myself to be a capitalist. And I haven't seen anything wrong with the way that Trump is doing anything. I don't see anything against capitalists being done by President Donald Trump. All right? David, I do need glasses, reading glasses, not regular glasses, reading glasses. I just don't have them with me. And plus, my sight is worse when I'm tired. You know, I do need glasses. It's something so stupid. I went to the hey, Paul Salsi in the house. I don't even want to think about what this country would be without President Trump, says Paul Salsi. He knows what's up. He knows what's up. So anyway, you know, the one thing that people don't understand, and it's crazy because, you know, if I'm wrong about something, okay, I'll be wrong about it. But, you know, they don't, either they know the harm that they're causing and they don't care. And that's why they give this false misinformation, and they like to raise false testimony against people. I don't understand what's the benefit. What the heck? I think I broke my straw. What happened here? Yeah. Yeah. Broke the straw. Anyways, drinking my Coke Zero sugar. Let me see what else we got here. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to take a pause here for a second. It's like the one lawlessness, so they can break the laws. That, you know, Tanya, that's a great point. That is a great point, and I think that's what's happening. Love you too, Paul. Love you too, brother. You know, I should have just dropped my wife off and go back home and do my live instead of having to wait out here in the parking lot. All right, so I went through this live, not because I'm looking for him, not because I'm subscribed to his channel, not because I am trying to stalk him or contradict him on anything, but it did show up through my feed, okay? And so Pickles is sitting in there, and I can tell you, this guy can't debate me. I'm not saying I'm the best debater, but he can't debate me. He has some information, And he has created this whole idea with the information that he has, but he doesn't have any facts. And that's a problem. MAGA brother, Viva Trump. There you go, Marines. I like that. Pat Jagger in the house. Broken Star has been pulled for you. Yeah, rest in peace, Ayatollah. Good riddance. Now we have to worry about his brothers and sons. No, this is just the first wave of attacks. I'm sure there's going to be more. I'm sure there's going to be more. Not triple tap, double tap. Triple tap is nothing. Double tap is a like. I appreciate your help. Eric696, how are you? Welcome. Stephanie, how are you? Stephanie says it's crazy. Let's see. I'll do some research on this anthropic thing, and then I'll say something about it. I don't know anything about it right now, so at least I can't think of anything, so I'm not going to talk about it, okay? But if you would like to call in and you want to debate me, you can. If you want to debate me on immigration and what it does to the economy, you can call me. My phone number is pinned on the comments. All you got to do is dial that number. It's here in the States, so if you are in the States, you should be able to just dial the area code with the phone number. Docito, the phone is very small, my friend. I'm going to try to read everything you put on there. That is, my whole thing is, if a new leader comes to Iran, the military is pledged to Ayatollah for over 30 years. The military won't respect them overnight. You get my thinking. Sure, but remember, this is not about them respecting President Donald Trump. We don't care about the respect. What we want is for Iranians to take over what they've been fighting for. Now, some of the people that want to say that we shouldn't have attacked Iran, I want to remind them of 30 to 40,000 people, Iranians, have been killed by this monster. And so I believe that the rest of the rats that used to support him are going to think twice about trying to go against President Trump. And listen, I know there's always people that come into my chat that don't like Israel. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for Israel, we would have all these crazy terrorists here in the United States of America. Let me just tell you that right now. Yeah, well, you know what? We got a new exterminator for those roaches. Let me get my charger. I'll explain more and call. There you go. Yeah, everyone said it was just the flex. Hey, listen, if they don't know by now that we are serious, we are supporting President Trump doing this. Senator Mullen still supporting President Donald Trump. Senator Fetterman is out there reminding his colleagues on the Democratic Party to put country first. Everything that's happening, it is correct. It needs to happen. Now listen, this is not about Democrat, Republican. This is about policies. This is about beliefs. These are about what we think is best, not just for the United States, but for Iran, for the world. Everything we do in this country is putting America's interests first. Because if we fix problems in the Middle East, they're not going to come to America. Joey says, but they are here planning for 25 years. This about money? I don't think it's about money. We don't need anything from Iran that I know of. What are you talking about policies? Well, Frank, what policy you think I'm talking about? One of the policies that we have is we want to have peace through strength. That's a policy. That is something that we really believe and we're going to follow. Now, the dumb question tells me that you haven't thought about that being a policy. I don't know what you're saying there. You say ends with I can. I like that, Salina. Sovereignty, freedom for each nation. Yes, that is a good policy. It is about good versus evil, 100%. Brian, how are you, big bro? 47 just ended a 47-year war. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, you know what's funny is Pickles was trying to say Pickles was trying to say that Democrats fixed the border. Tell me that he's not nuts. Everything that Trump has done, he says Biden did. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Docito in the house. Hey, Docito, what's popping?
What's happening, Dennis? How's everything going? How's the family?
Man, we're here in the Mobile One studio.
Oh, wow. How's
Waiting
it
for the
going?
wife, man. She's over here at bingo with the mom.
How's the wife doing?
She's doing great, man. Thanks for asking. How you been?
Oh, I've been all right. Just hanging out with my cousin in the car, just chilling. Haven't
Yeah.
seen him in a while. Just wanted to touch base with him, and he's seen that, and he wanted me to call in and say, what I felt.
Yeah. What's his
You know,
name?
his name is Devin.
Devin? Big shout out to
Devin.
Devin.
Say hi. What up?
Big shout out to Devin. All the
Hell yeah.
bros in the cars gotta communicate.
Hell yeah. See, my whole thing about that, Dennis, was all right. Let's say for example, the crown prince, the Shah, the sissy that we know that has been in hiding, and then every so often he wants to come around and speak and try to get the Iranian people to do what they got to do. And
Yeah.
let's say he takes over, right? Let's say tomorrow he becomes the new Shah. He's the leader. Do you really think that the military is just going to pledge their allegiance to this guy after they pledged their allegiance to Ayatollah for over 30, 40 years? Don't you think that there's going to be some friction between them, and then there's going to be some battles, and like the old people that really loved the Ayatollah is going to come and try to do something against him and try to overthrow him the same way?
Well, I think I don't think that we want that guy. But it's not what we want. It's about what Iranians want. And I know
100%.
that I think it's over 80% of Iranians were sick and tired of this monster being in
Mhm.
power. So if we have a 80% Iranians against this guy, and this police were, they made this oath so they couldn't do anything. Well, I think that now that we take care of all these monsters out of the list, I think that they will be freed from that oath.
You make a lot of sense. You make
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just think that we just free them from making the, hey, well, I made an oath, but well, that oath doesn't hold any weight anymore because we're not on a different level now, and 80% of the population, 80% of Iranians need to be taken care of, and I think that any government that gets raised in Iran should look into that. I
You
do
know,
want I do want to touch up on this because some people still don't understand why they're trying to compare this to Venezuela, And they
There is
say,
some
well, look at
comparison.
Venezuela. Nothing happened in Venezuela. It's still the same thing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you have to look at it this way. You have to look at it this way. The whole idea of us going in to Venezuela, there was a couple of things, okay? I don't know if you know this, but I want everybody that, at least the 8, 10 people that we have on this live here, I want everybody to know that Maria Machado, right, offered President Donald Trump over $1 trillion worth of oil, access to rare earth minerals, etc. Okay. Now Nicolas Maduro made that offer too late.
Hundred
President Trump
percent.
says no, no, it's too late. I will take it, but not from you. And so the biggest problem with that is all the drugs that were coming into our country from Venezuela. And so, the whole idea was let's get this guy out of there, you know, take him and his evil wife out of there. And we're not going to change regime because the Democrats have been saying, oh my God, President Donald Trump, they just want to change regime. I want to put this out there in the open and I want to clarify these things because the vice president is just as bad as the president Nicolas Maduro that we took out of there. Okay. I,
Hundred
I,
percent.
yeah, I,
That's his like his little protege.
yeah. So not even that, bro. I think Nicolas Maduro is just a puppet. I think she's the one. But here's the thing: we made our point. We stopped the drugs, and we made our point that we are not effing around. And so now we have a new ally, Venezuela, which before this regime did not want to be allies at all. Whether they can still talk trash about us, but we have them as an ally. And now we're reselling. Did you know that we're reselling that Venezuelan oil to Cuba?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, we're
Hell
making the
yeah.
money. So, so the thing is like, no, we didn't change regime. That's not our job. That's not what we wanted. I mean, we could have, right? But that's not what we want. But what we gave Venezuela is we got rid of their dictator because he's a moron. And then they freed a lot of the prisoners, right? Political prisoners that they had. So they got all their families back together and they have their democracy back. When this term is over, they will have an open, clean elections. And then they can go ahead and change whoever is in power right now. The difference is that those soldiers that serve Nicolas Maduro, that are now serving Delcy, right, the new president, they know that Trump doesn't F around. If they step out of line, they are next. And we don't care what the Democrats say. We don't care what Congress is telling us that we can and can't do. We are going to do it because we need to protect America first. With that being said, Venezuela is being taken care of, and it's going to take some time. That we're still working on that. And the same thing is happening here with Iran. We went out there, we took out this murderer, we took out this monster away from them with some of their leaders. We still have other strikes. I'm sure that we have other strikes coming up. Unless they just give up and just say, hey, listen, we get it. You know what? No more nuclear. And we're going to work with the people because really that's what they should be doing. They should be taking care of their own people. And they haven't been doing that. So that's how I see the whole situation over there. And
100%.
yeah,
100%. I agree with you with everything you said. But the one thing that I want to say is when the Shah comes in, this new Shah, even though that he said repeatedly that he doesn't want the job and that the citizens want him and his family to come back, what's going to say him to say, you know what? Let me step in and take it over, even though he's never wanted it. See, to me, he's a sissy.
Yeah, that's why we don't support him. We don't support him.
When his father got abdicated, I mean, not his father. When his grandfather got abdicated, the original Shah, his son took it, which is the crown prince's father. He took it within a heartbeat. He said, "You know what? I'll step in. I'll become the new Shah right away." This guy, he comes out the woodwork every so often. He comes out of the out of the bottom of the bridge and starts talking, and he goes into hiding. He comes back, talks, goes back into hiding.
Yeah.
Now,
He's a
all of a
he's a
sudden,
coward.
like this is he is a coward. To me, he's a coward.
Yeah.
Like he's not the leader type of of what supposed to be in Iran as like a leader, as like I'm the big boss, I'm the big honcho, because Persia, I'm gonna call it Persia because Iran is supposed to be Persia, and then his father changed the name, but like they were the ones who was in charge of the Middle East before Saddam. When he fell, Saddam became the new big boss on the block. So it's like, dude, take what's yours. Take what's supposed to be, and make Iran great. Frank Sinatra used to go and they used to party this and that. But Iran has some of the best ski slopes in the world, like ski resorts. I want to go and visit and be able to go snowboarding and skiing on those slopes. I want Iran to be great again, where everybody can go travel during spring break and all that. Because that was before Cancun. Iran used to be the hot spot.
Yeah, I remember.
And
Yeah, there was so much potential there, man.
it was supposed to be the Middle East of the the Paris
The
of the
Paris.
Middle East.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I remember. No, this is we're talking even in the 90s was still a place. It's just getting worse, and that's just how these leaders do it, man. It just gets worse with time, and this whole terms, with presidents and all that, even in Congress, right? What is the problem that we have, and I want to, just I don't want to get too far off from the subject of Iran, but just look at Congress, right? When I'm doing my lives, what is the one thing that I always tell people when they want to argue with me that I'm a Republican and I'm just a Trumpster with a dirty diaper? I always remind them, listen, the Democratic Party is no more. The Democratic Party, when they were fresh, they were looking out for America. If you compare them side by side, what they thought about in a time and how they talk today is the opposite. See, not everybody ages the same. Like President Trump, 80 years old, bro. This guy is probably more fit than I am at almost 50. Almost 50. I'll be 50 in June. And I think that President Trump is just healthier than I am. Yeah, he's rich, but regardless, it doesn't matter. There is other rich men at his age that can do what he does. He still thinks the same way that he thought in the 80s, in the 90s. He is consistent on the way that he thinks about America. And the libtards like to come in and they think that I'm just this loyalist for Trump. No, I'm not. But I had to acknowledge that these people have been in power for so long that now they're not recognizable. We need to get rid of them. And I don't mean this to be a violent movement. It's just a fact. They should have 8 years tops in Congress. They should have had terms a long time ago. Governors, I don't know how many times you can be governor in a state. We had a governor just was governor 3 times, I think. And it's just like, I don't know. We need terms because, and especially when you see people are not the same as they were before. When you see somebody working so hard to fight for their country, and all of a sudden, that's no longer the goal. That's not even the principle anymore. That's when we have to start thinking, wait a minute, this guy's got to go. He's been in power for too long. I look at Schumer and I look at Nancy Pelosi and I look at all these guys that the longer they are in government, the worse they are. 100%. AOC has become so radical because of the little bit of time that she has spent with the corrupted politicians who maybe at some day in her little childhood, she probably admired them for how great they are or they were and how their parents talk about them, that now she is with them, and instead of being a good person, a good American, looking out for America, she has learned the worst qualities from these old people in Congress and in the Senate. Uh,
Hell yeah, but because what they fed her and what they put into her brain and her thinking, it's like she has like cunt status. Her, Ilhan Omar, Kamala, all these other people. They talk about the white man, but at the same time they forget they're married to a white man. Isn't
t-
that funny?
tell me
I mean,
about it.
if I was their husband and I heard, them talking like that, the way that they're talking, I would look at them and be like, I'm white. I'm married to you, right?
Yeah,
Like, what are you telling the people?
yeah.
Like,
I
how do you
I
want to come
never
across
understood
to
that,
the
bro.
people?
I've never
How do you
understood
want
that.
how do you want to come across to the people that you're talking about the white man, but
Yeah,
that you're married to a white man?
yeah. Well,
It's
my first two kids was from when I was young in high school. I started very young in high school, and my life has been complicated. It's not anybody's business. I've shared my life. Most of my life I've shared in public, so everybody knows about my childhood and all this other stuff. But there's other aspects of my life that people, unless we're close friends, you will never hear some of the things that I know. But my first two kids are half black. Their mom is black, and it's funny when people try to call me racist, and I, I tend to just laugh,
that's
about that,
disgusting.
because
That's
they just don't
disgusting.
understand. They
When
don't
they say
understand.
that, it's disgusting because they don't know their back history, and how you are, this and that, and who your family relatives are.
Yeah.
Like, God bless your two kids, and God bless all your children, every single one of your children. I don't care if they're purple, orange, black, green, orange,
Yeah. Who cares about the
yellow.
pigmentation, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with pigmentation. I mean, shit. The fuck, like it's 2026. It's not. We're not living in the 1900s or the 1800s or
Hey,
the
fresh.
1700s anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up. We came with life, and we understand what's right and what's wrong. To talk bad about people.
Yeah.
The ones that really want to call racist. You got to be a racist in order to call somebody a
I
racist.
think so. Yeah.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be one to know one. How you gonna know one if you don't? How
We
you gonna
just
call somebody out if you don't know what it is?
I I have called people racist, but there's a different meaning to it. Like, for example, it's not that I'm hypocritical or trying to hide or whatever, but it's like I'm calling them what they think is racist.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep, 100%,
Yeah, I'm
hundred
just giving it
percent.
right back to them of what they're
No,
thinking.
I know exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah.
But you know what, Dennis? I took too much of your time, and I don't want to be
No, man.
disrespectful to my cousin over here.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Spend
love
time with your
you.
cousin. Love you too, brother.
It was a great time, and hopefully, we can talk more. If you're ever free, just call me. We'll talk. We'll text this and that, like we always do. I
Yeah.
love you. I
Yeah.
wish that everything comes to your way. I hope your campaign goes well, and damn well I will support you in your campaign,
Yeah,
no
man.
matter what.
Well, give my love to your cousin, Devin, and you let him know that we're all family. So
Much love, much
appreciate you.
love.
Big shout out, brother. You guys take care.
You too, brother.
All right.
Take care. All
Peace.
right, bye bye.
Yeah, Dosito has become a good friend of mine through this channel, so I appreciate him. He is from Iraq, I believe, and he's a very smart man, and I think that he's. I know some things about his family, kind of crazy, but he is not on that side of the family. And you know what? I give props where props are due. Thank you, Fresh, for being in here. I see you're still enjoying the new flag. The new flag that was requested by Robert. Brian is one of those brothers that I appreciate so much. I feel like if I need to talk to somebody, I can always message him real quick, and I can have good conversation with him. So, Brian, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. We talked about this attack this morning, as a matter of fact. I wasn't going to go live, but listen, I have to wait for my wife, so might as well do something with my time. And what a better way to spend it with friends on my live. Let's see. Does anybody else want to call in? And I'm always up for debating immigration. Let's debate immigration and the economy. You guys can call in and debate on that. Anybody. If you visit Pickles' channel, tell Pickles to come on to the Dennis Herrera show so that we can have a conversation. All right, here we go. Somebody's calling already. Oh, what happened? Somebody was calling, but it didn't go through apparently. You can call again. I want to see if Pickles comes through my live with 20 people on here, and actually wants to debate, since he says that he hates Trump. Uh, I think that that's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make. Um, if you want to debate people and you hate the person that you're trying to say you're going against, that's the wrong way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it. All right. Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Yeah, no problem. This is Jack H. Norton.
Jack?
Correct.
What's going on, Jack? What you got?
I'm not quite here to debate anything. I'm more of a centrist, to say the least.
Sure.
And I'm going into the military tomorrow, so I kind of just figured I give my word on what I think society and everyone is getting their heads wrapped around in this big rat race that we live in today.
Yeah.
I believe my personal beliefs. Now, this is just my personal beliefs. Now, everyone has a different viewpoint. Everyone's come from a different spectrum of life, different shoes, etc.
Yeah.
Personally, as a centrist, I believe there are good sides to each party. Don't get me wrong. Donald Trump is doing a great thing for the military. He's making sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and a lot less of the bullshit you would see as far as back in the day goes.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, it can vary. Let's be real here. It can vary from president to president. They claim the whole trickle down effect. I don't believe any of that bullshit. Realistically speaking, until there's true factual evidence, I can't wrap my mind around it. I like to see realistic facts versus somebody just Googling some bullshit or using ChatGPT, an alternative search.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to point out is, when it comes to immigration, I don't understand the whole fact of people being like, oh, they have rights. They came here. Did they come here illegally? Because if they're here illegally, then they have rights.
Yeah. They have human rights, but not legal rights.
Have free trial.
Yeah. Human rights they have. Legal rights they don't.
Correct. Now, personally, they can spin the whole narrative and be like, oh, but this, but that. The true facts are the true facts. You can't deviate from some bullshit-ass narrative in your own mind and try to make up some wimpy-ass, comment trying to make it realistic in the manner of both parties agreeing on it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You really can't do it with these people. And it's I'm not here to argue because obviously you're stuck in your own ways. It's at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't change stupid. And whether they believe it or not, whether they're faced with it in life, whether they see it first, then they can make quality corrections in their life and decide for themselves.
You know what the difference is between me and most people that are very political, I guess, is that I feel that I don't need Republicans. I don't need Democrats. Right. I need Americans to come together.
When did America stop being number one?
Well, it's like, for me, look, we support, you just mentioned it, right? By the way, thank you for your service and thank you for your sacrifice that you're making.
Oh, good.
I hope everything is well and the gap protection, everything you do. But look, there is people that support the military. For example, I've had people get mad at me on the left side because I said that our military should be always taken care of. They should always get their pay. They should always have their retirement. Whatever needs to happen for our veterans, it needs to happen. Period. And the problem with the leftist side is that so far they're putting illegal immigrants before anybody else, and I'm against that. But I believe that military power, our national security, that budget cannot be depleted ever or stopped by any means, because the moment that we do that, we lose our country. And so,
That was originally where taxes went towards back in the day, especially that way back then. Is
yeah,
what
yeah,
a lot of the taxes went towards military funding,
yeah, yeah. Good
and I
job, good job.
respect that they hold that standard to this day.
Yeah, good job. Well, that's the thing, right? That a lot of people have changed the way that they have been. This is how we became a great country. And they are changing those ideas. They're changing those values because they think that being a progressive is the best way. But I don't think they understand what kind of progressive they're doing. And there's some things that work, and if they're not broken, you shouldn't try to fix it because there's nothing to fix. Instead, you're ruining
Right.
the system. Like our Constitution is being raped by foreigners, left and right. Illegal immigrants are raping our Constitution, and yet there is a lot of Americans that fight against us, saying the Constitution belongs to the United States of America, to every American citizen, and they don't understand what that means. And
Right.
you're always going to have those people. I try to think that I'm in the middle of things. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. I supported Democrats before. I support Republicans right now. But why do I support Republicans? This is very, very, I don't know if you can call it ironic, but I supported Democrats because they had policies in place for immigration, for America first, right? Remember the
Right.
whole time with Made in America? That was fantastic, wasn't it?
Correct.
That was a big thing that
Correct.
happened. People forgot
And you
about
know what
that.
happened? You
Huh?
know what happened? They shipped all of the industry overseas,
That's
and now
yeah.
all of it's being taxed.
I'm getting there. See, you already know this stuff that I'm going to say, but so all the policies that Democrats had, I'm supporting those same policies. The difference is that sometime in the last few decades, Democrats gave away America First dream and decided to go globalism and foreigners. And what we have with Trump, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's going to speak everything correctly. But what I'm saying is that President Trump still has those same policies that we supported as Democrats before. Not because they were Democrats, but because the policies were good. And those policies are what we have today. Besides the new ones, right? No men and women's locker room. Those are new. Those were
You know
not
what?
back in the day. But
If
yeah,
they don't fix what's happening right now, there will be a turning point.
yeah,
And whether the people agree with it or not, there is no choice up to them anymore.
yeah,
The government's going to be like, sorry, you lost your rights. Now free war is happening.
yeah. I agree. Bernie, how are you? Bernie L in the house says level up those likes. Soldier, thank you so much for calling
Thank
in.
you.
You know what? There's nothing I can say to you because you actually align with everything that I believe in. And I'm not saying that we are perfect, we know everything, but everything that you mentioned
Right.
is common sense, and that's why I agree. It's easy to agree when people use common sense. When we use ideologies that we're just making up for our own little science fiction movie, that's when we have a problem. You know what I mean? But when we put America
Oh,
first, we
definitely.
talk about America. I think we're always going to have a lot of common ground. I mean, we might not agree on everything most of the time, but we will always have common ground that we can work together on. You know. So
Definitely.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling. Did you
Yeah,
want to say
I
anything else
appreciate your
before you
time.
go?
No, everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay active, and stay vigilant.
We'll
That's
be
all.
praying for you, brother. Be praying for
God
you and your
bless.
troops.
Godspeed.
All right. Be blessed. All right. Make sure you guys pray for our soldier. He's got his head on screwed on straight. And I know that there's a lot of military that appreciate President Trump for what he's doing. But at the end of the day, this is the military is something so simple that I think that we should always support. Um, I'm a big believer of big military. I'm a big supporter for military. I'm a big supporter for funding police. We have, for some reason, we have allowed for things to get, too far south. We have socialist Democrats here in Seattle, Washington. They are defunding the police, and that same defunding, that same money that they are defunding them with, they are funding social workers to act as police. Imagine that. Imagine that. You call the police because somebody broke into your house and a social worker shows up. What the hell are they going to do? And speaking of, I was laughing. I was watching this movie last night. It's called, I forgot. I forgot what it's called. It's the new movie with Jason Statham. What is it called? Oh my God, I forgot the name of the movie. But anyways, it is irrelevant. If you know the name of the movie, you can put it on the chat. But it's irrelevant. The point of it is that like 4 London police cars show up to the house. Mind you, Jason Statham is the good guy, okay? But he shows up to this house with his with a kid, with the little girl, a teenage girl, and they're trying to kill them. The government, right? Whatever the London's government is, they're CIA equivalent to us. I always forget MIF. No, is it MIF? I forget. But anyways, I'm thinking about Mission Impossible, and I don't think that's the one. But anyways, they have this secret government, police department, whatever. And here's the funny part. This is what I'm trying to get to. Okay, so the kid in the house is afraid because Jason comes in with his rifle, and they're scared. And so the father, is kind of trying to help them out a little bit. He has no choice because they have a gun pointed at him. But he fixes them up. He fixes a cut that he had, blah, blah, blah. And then the kid comes in, and he looks guilty. And his father says, "Son, what have you done?" And he said, "I called the police." And so Jason looks out the window, and all of a sudden you hear the sirens, right? Wee, 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 wee. The police is coming in. As they come out, they got tasers. That's it. And batons. They got batons with them. Not one of them had a gun. Thankfully, not one of them had a gun. And so they were trying to fight with these batons with them. And Jason just took him out hella easy. And he had plenty of time because nobody had a gun to shoot him from 20 feet. So they had to get really close to him and try to overpower him by numbers, in numbers. And it just didn't work. And I was just laughing because I was like, look at that. And I was telling my friends, I said, you see that? You see the English? You see the London police? No guns. And look at them. All of them. They all got beat up. Nobody could defend anybody. If that was an actual evil person with a gun, everybody would have been dead, including the police officers that showed up supposedly to help. I think that's funny. And that is what socialist Democrats are doing in our countries, in our cities, in our states. Let's see. Let's take a listen to this. Let me read a couple of comments. Guys, my eyes are really bad at close range, so I can't really read that good. Let's see. Who has a comment in here? If you guys, I can't. Okay, what is it? Let's see. United says, how is Congress getting paid when the government is shut down? That's a very good question. I always argue this. I do believe those late right partners with our laws need a reality check. I always mention that they shouldn't be getting paid. Why poor people caught in wars? Yeah, that's a good one. David is an American citizen, and Manuel Correa. Let's see what you have positive to say today. Dennis, war is about greed. Sure. Tell that to the Iranian. Tell that to 80% of the Iranian population who are on the street praising President Donald Trump. Tell that to the 30, 40,000 Iranians that were killed by this monster that we just destroyed. Go ahead and tell me it's about greed. Don't be ignorant, friend. Don't be ignorant. You're drinking too much of the leftist Kool-Aid. Brian says that united as the Democrats, they are the ones shutting down again. Yeah, as the Democrats. It's always the Democrats. Let me tell you, it never changes. Democrats, they love to make sacrifices. As long as it's not them. As long as it's not their money. They love to make sacrifices. Mr. Mikey, how are you? Good to see you here as well. Trying to catch up with his comments. Burning47 says Israel did that. That's right. God bless Israel. Love having Israel as our ally. Manuel Correa, tell that to the innocent people that died in the bombing. Collateral damage, they say. It is war, my friends. It is war. Not official war, but it's still war. Keith says, Manuel, stop eating the yellow snow. Oh, man, that's a good one. That is a good one. Let's see. Grace says, what they did in Venezuela, next, think they're talking about oil and money. Yes, greed. I don't think you know what greed is. I thought that we destroyed the nuclear ability. Yeah, well, they were threatening to shoot at missiles at us. If you guys didn't notice, and I was talking with Brian about this earlier, it's some of the targets were actual missiles. They were ready to launch against us. So think about that before you make another comment like that. They were ready to attack us. They were ready to kill more innocent people, and we were not going to stand by and let it happen. Tanya says they didn't say a word when they took the Iranian national over and changed their country flag and language. They killed many. There you go, Manuel. Why don't you go research that and come back and tell us all about that. See what you learned. We have satellite image, son, anyone we want. That's right, United. That's right. All right, let me skip a couple of comments here. Go to my members. They have a nuclear program. If they had nuclear missile, it's too late. They don't have it anymore. Scott says, Brian, we did, but they were trying to recover the uranium to use for a dirty bomb. Rio says it's like swatting a bee's nest with a bat. No, we put them to sleep first. And then we took the whole nest. We're not done. That's just the beginning. Born says, if you were governor, would you restore gun rights by allowing ARs back into the state? That is such a great question. Yes. Yes, I would. I hope that was meant in a good way from you. 1979, I was 3 years old, my friend. Fight, says Omar. Fight, fight, fight. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Born now likes me. So here, let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. In Washington State, they were, we have this representative. I love this guy. His name is Jim Walsh. Jim Walsh is a strong man. The guy has presence, let me tell you right now. I stood next to this guy. He's a giant. I stood next to him. He has presence. And it gives me hope to run for governor with him because, you know, he stands for the people. And he works for the people. And everything that he says, and I, you know, maybe I haven't heard everything he said that I know of. It's for the people. It's not for the government. He doesn't care about government benefiting. He cares about Washingtonians benefiting. And I think it's fantastic. I think it's phenomenal. This is the kind of people I want to join. This is the kind of people I want to work with. And he is the same guy that was talking about this new tax bill that they're trying to put on guns here in Washington State. I'm against it 100%. And he was saying that our Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, cannot be infringed. This is constitutional, 100%. They cannot put a tax because they're infringing on the Second Amendment. They cannot force you to carry insurance. You know what I find very interesting about all this is that Democrats, they say it's unconstitutional to ask for a voter ID. Oh my God, it's a polar tax. It's a polar tax. Polar tax. It's unconstitutional. Well, Democrats have been telling us that we can't have this gun, we can't have that gun, we can't have this, we gotta tax this, we're gonna add more taxes to that, we're gonna put a restriction on you, we're gonna do. No, that is unconstitutional, and we are gonna fight it 100%. See, I need people like you to be on my channel. I need you to be here because I need to hear from the people. What is it that bothers you? What is it that is being messed up? Tell me about it. If you're not on my side, that's okay. If somebody's breaking the Constitution, tell me which part of the Constitution. Let's talk about it and let's figure out together if it is true, if it actually is affecting the Constitution. So that's where I'm at. Democrats like to say we have the right to freedom of speech. We have freedom of religion. But what do? They tell us to shut up on the street. They tell us that we cannot speak in public. They shut down our churches. In the meantime, anybody that's Democrats, of course, Muslims are Democrats, right? Because Democrats are the only idiots that support abortion of American lives. Muslims don't support abortion. Muslims wants to continue to multiply. And a lot of Americans, they're so blind, they don't even see that. Not only that, they are using the foreigners, they are using our Constitution. Our enemies are using our Constitution. Illegal immigrants are using our Constitution. Communists, Marxists, socialists are using our Constitution against us, the American citizens, the originals, the only ones who can vote in our federal elections. They're using our religion against us so that they can oppress us by playing the victim card. Who in their right mind on the American family is going to allow our enemies to use the Constitution against us, the American people? It's unbelievable. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They come in here, they insult us, right? They come in and say, oh, you're racist, fascist, Nazi, blah, blah. But the moment that we turn that table and throw it right back at them, oh, look at them. They're calling us Nazis, racists, and all. Wait a minute. We're just giving you what you like to hear. We're just calling you what you like to call us. But we do it for the hell of it. You really, really use it as a hateful thing. People think, or maybe, who knows, maybe a lot of the new generation, they don't know what Marxism is, right? But one of the things that they have, like communists use all the time, and, is socialism. The new Democratic Party is not what the Democratic Party used to be. They're a new Democratic Party where they have Marxist, communist, socialists, and that is the new Democratic Party. They got rid of the good people. They got rid of all the good people. All right, let's see if somebody else has an input before I continue with this. Let's take a look. Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Hello?
Yeah, who's calling?
Xavier.
Hey, Xavier, how are you, buddy?
I just wanted to call to tell you, You're a half dumb Hispanic, bro.
Half.
I'm Hispanic.
Only half.
Well, all of you's dumb, but
So,
you get what I mean.
so tell me why.
Your fucking views are stupid. They're like mixed up. They're like, you're Hispanic.
Concentrate on one. Wait. Concentrate on one thing at a time.
White people don't like you, Bendo. You don't understand.
See,
that.
don't be racist. Don't be racist.
I can't be racist.
Quiet. Stop saying white people. Quiet. Give me one thing at a time. No seas pendejo. Be respectful. One thing at a time. Illegal immigration.
Come to be respectful. People like you need to shut the fuck up.
Okay, so you want me to hang up on you then? There, bye-bye. So he didn't call to be respectful, he says. Okay. Now this is exactly what I'm talking about with libtards and Democrats. They don't want to conversate. Listen, I accepted him calling me a half dumbass Hispanic, right? I said, okay, tell me why. And then he goes into saying white people will never accept me. I don't give a shit. Nobody's trying to be white. Being American doesn't mean I want to be white. This is why I called you guys libtards. Hispanic males that are little bitches are worse than females. Like this guy that I just called. It is what it is. It is what it is. I give you a chance to call in. Xavier, you blew it. Your name is Javier. You blew it. I ask you, tell me, what is it? What is it that makes me a dumb half Hispanic? What is it? I said, tell me about illegal immigration. No, I'm not here to be respectful. Blah, 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 blah. He wants to insult the people that are in my chat. It's not going to happen, Jack. Not going to happen. We're just not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's see. Anybody else that actually wants to call in and have a conversation? Let's see. Key protection, due process, equal protection, freedom of speech, and protection against unreasonable searches. I don't know if this is Javier or whatever, but let me give you some pointers, man. Let me tell you something. We have a law. We have a law that it has to be according to the Constitution of the United States of America, and every constitution of every state has agreed to this. The federal government has control of immigration, enforcing the law, protecting the border. You don't get to tell the federal government what they can and can't do with illegal immigrants. Do you understand? So shut the hell up if you don't understand what that is. We do not tell the world that you can come to this country illegally and everything is fine. That's not how it works. Every legal Hispanic that has come to this country understands this point. Illegal immigrants understand this point. You know why? Because we leave the countries. And I say we because I'm Hispanic, but I didn't leave because of this reason. I say we because I include myself as part of them. The reason why we leave our countries is because of violence, poverty, lack of opportunities. Now, what makes you think that if we don't respect the immigration laws of this country, those same people that we're trying to get away from won't come to this country and turn it into a third world shithole country? Are you retarded? If you don't stand for legal migration, your children are going to inherit a country full of shit. Do you understand why I have to stand strong with the United States of America? If we don't protect it, who will? If you morons want to protect illegal immigrants, get the hell out of our country. Why don't you go down to Mexico? Why don't you go down to those countries and change the country for the better? Why do American people have to pay the price for your stupidity? Give me some truth. Does anybody want to call in about immigration? And if you want to have a conversation, have a conversation. Don't call in just cussing and saying you don't have to be respectful and this and that. I don't give a shit what you're thinking. If you don't want to have a conversation with me, don't call. But if you feel you have some good points to defend, here we go. Thank you for calling. Who's calling?
It's the same thing. Okay, I won't curse at you this time.
And you be respectful.
All right?
So go ahead and tell me one thing. First, go ahead.
What country are you from?
Honduras.
You're from fucking Honduras.
No, just Honduras. Just Honduras.
Listen, you think, I don't know why because you must have like white people friends and you think they like
Most of my
you.
friends are black, so shut up. Don't say white again.
Most of your friends aren't black.
My children are black, you dumbass.
I'm half Puerto Rican.
Well, I don't give a shit if you're Puerto Rican. Stay back in Puerto Rico if you don't respect this country. You ungrateful motherfucker. You're lucky that the United States of America gave Puerto Ricans a chance to become Americans. You ain't shit if you don't respect this country. Shut the hell up. I am no longer going to hold my language tonight. Fuck this guy. I will not stand for anybody trying to destroy the United States of America. I am going to speak a lot of French when I get morons like this. And I'm going to tell you something. They want to judge President Donald Trump for the way he talks. There is no other way to talk to these people. You don't come over here and accuse me of being... Well, I don't give a shit if you're Puerto Rican. You don't know my ethnicity. So shut the hell up. Have some respect. This is what I said. Have some respect. You don't know me. You don't know my family. I don't know you. But I can tell you that I fight for the truth to defend this country, and you're just a spick. I'm a very proud beaner. Very proud beaner. Love my country. But I know we got bad people in my country. We got bad people everywhere. The fact that you're going to come here and tell me that I want to be white, I don't answer block calls, just so you know. The fact that you think that black people, that white people are the only people that I hang out with, tells me how racist you are. I am American and I love American. I don't care what shade of color you want to put on that American. Americans are Americans, period. See, there's one thing. This is why I tell you, my members, my subscribers, my family, my American family. This is why I tell you, not one of these motherfuckers are going to ever come up and bring a race card against me. Because they don't know where I come from. They don't know who I am. They don't know that in Honduras, whether you're black, Asian, whatever, we are Honduran, period. And the way that I see Americans is the exact same way. I don't care how dark you are, how light you are. It makes no difference to me. I don't give a shit about color. What's so hard about that to understand? So yeah, fuck this guy and everybody that thinks like him. This is the shameful side of the Hispanics that we don't like. Entitled motherfuckers that don't have respect for the land that provides for them and their children. Some bitch gonna come over here to my channel and try to offend and disrespect everybody on my chat, including myself. That's not how we play, homie. Kept to the wrong freaking channel. You want to talk to me with respect. I told you, everybody, if you want to come in here and try to cuss me out, you got another thing coming, because I will eat you alive. I have no brakes on my language. And if you want to use French language, I'm going to use French language all you want. No, you don't get to call anymore. You lost that privilege. Even calling in here is a privilege that you blew up. So I don't want to hear it. The stupidity that goes through this entitled generation. How stupid. Let me block this guy. You need to learn some respect. All right, who's calling?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I just tell you that I love Honduras, and I think that these people are like very mean, and God bless America. God bless.
God bless you and your family.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry for the swear words, okay? Hey, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
What's going on, man? It's Lucky. How are you?
Hey, Lucky. Man, sorry about that, man. Some people, bro.
No, you're good.
What do you got, man? What you got against me? It's okay. You can disagree with me, but just be respectful.
Disagree with you about what, bro? I just put into your stream. What?
Hold on. I lost your sound.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing to get.
What were you calling for?
Against you, my boy.
Appreciate you.
I just wanted to check in. What's going on? What you having people calling for? I just got in on your stream. What's up?
Yeah, so we started talking about Iran and the attacks and everything, but I said if you want to call in, because people always bring immigration in, I said if you want to call about immigration, go ahead and give me a call and let's have a conversation about it.
Well, how do you feel about immigration?
Well, I'm all for legal immigration, not illegal mass migration.
There you go. Let's go, my boy.
Well, it's the thing is this, and I said this on my show before, for people that don't come to my lives, I get it, right? People don't know. But if people know me by being members and you come and see my show all this time, you will know that the reason why I am the way that I am is because of the way my mother raised me. My mother was one of those people from Honduras that did not believe on coming over here illegally, did not believe on coming in here to make anchor babies and abuse the system. She did not believe on coming in here and be dependent on welfare and all this other stuff. And, she left me for 5 years. She got a chance to get a visa to come here, got her green card, waited 5 years. She came back for me in Honduras. We went to the embassy twice. She could have just brought me illegally into the United States of America, and then we can figure things out. She didn't want to do it. She told me, if we don't get permission for you to come to the States with me, I am going to stay here in Honduras, but we're not going to bring you over there illegally. And so I come to this country. I love America. I've met all kinds of, the only ethnicity that I didn't have in Honduras was just people that speak English, because we got all kinds of pigmentation in Honduras, but we're just one people. And so when I say America, I don't mean white people. Some black people want to say, "Oh, that's white." No, American. That's just one people.
Is, bro?
Yeah.
Remember when Ronald Reagan said that when you go to Japan, you'll never be Japanese. When you go to, let's say, Italy, you'll never be Italian. But when you come over here to America, no matter who you are, what your skin color is, you'll always be an American.
100%. That's true. 100%. I like the way you think. That's the way it should be.
You're the type of immigrants that we need in this country, bro. For real.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Like I live in California, bro, and I'm telling you right now, it's crazy out here with the way people feel about stuff. I'm white. I'm Italian and Irish. I have almost zero white friends, and I don't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up with all people that are immigrants, people that came to this country, their first generation, second generation, whatever. And they're some of my bestest friends in the world are black and Mexican,
Yeah.
But the thing is that you just need to come over here legally.
Correct. 100%.
Because at the end of the day, this is a good point for you to use for everybody else too. Go over to Canada, go over to Japan, go over to all these other different countries, bro. They're not going to let you in. It's not that Americans are bad people. It's not that we don't like immigrants. It's not like we don't like anybody.
Yeah.
It's the fact you just got to do it the right way.
Yep.
Go to any other country and they will kick you out even harder than Americans will. Especially when Biden was in office, bro. Like, especially when Biden was in office, you can just come in and they didn't care. But
Yeah.
it's not like that in any other country.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're actually the ones almost out of the entire world that actually care about, like, immigrants and all these, like, trying to, you know, make a difference for other people's lives. Like, nobody wants to go and live in Afghanistan. We recognize that everybody wants to come and live here. We get it. So, you know, like, they always see you as an outsider when you go to other countries. But the cool thing about America is when you come in here,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, I'm from Japan. I just moved here. We're like, oh my God, let me show you around. You're
Yep.
an American now. You know what I mean? But the thing is that you just have to at least try to assimilate. You know what I mean? I don't like when people come over here and they don't want to learn English, like, at all. Like, they don't want to learn English. It's like, well, why did you move here then? If you don't want to be American, you don't want to learn the language, you don't want to contribute to the society, why did you move here? Because I'm telling you right now, if I was to go move to Japan, why would I not want to learn Japanese? Why would I not want to learn the like contribute to the Japanese society? Like, why would I even move there in the first place?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just need to do things the right way. You need to come over here with the right intentions. And it really seems, especially you, that you have the right intentions. Like, we need people like you here, for real.
Well, some people don't understand this, that if you come in here, this is normal. If you come to this country on a visa to visit, and you only speak your language, by all means, speak your language. Try to communicate somehow, right? I'm okay with that. You know, if people want to come here to be tourists for 3 months, 6 months, you don't have to speak English, but you're just making it hard on yourself. I don't care about that. When we say that people should speak English, and this is where maybe a lot of people just have a misconception of why we say that, it's if you are a resident, permanent resident, that means you have intentions of living here in this country.
Exactly.
And if you want, especially if you call yourself a citizen, you should be speaking English.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. We're not just talking about, you know, this Chinese and Japanese and Middle Easterns that come here that don't speak English. I'm okay with that. But if you're working,
cool
you got to be a resident. You know, you got to be a resident or a citizen. And if you are a resident or a citizen, you should be speaking the national language, which is English. I'm not going to go to Iraq and tell everybody, hey, speak English. I don't know why you're speaking Iraqi.
No, I
crazy.
totally feel you, man.
It's
At
crazy.
the end of the day, too, English is actually the, like, recognized language for business and international governments.
Yeah, most all over the
like,
world.
It really is, like,
Yep.
around the world.
Yep.
And I have no problem with you coming over here like, oh, I just got my citizenship. Like, I don't know English right now. Totally cool, man. Like, totally cool. I know a bunch of people whose parents, like, barely speak English and everything like that, but they're trying. I used to work over at a smoke shop, and they were all Palestinian people, and they speak perfectly good English. And my boss, his name was Mohammed, one of the coolest I've ever met. He said, I used to work over at a bank in Palestine, and everything went to shit over there. Like, everything went to hell. So I came over here, I got my citizenship and everything, and I'm telling you right now, I love this country so much because this country was the only country that when I got here, I tried to contribute to the society.
There you go.
They fed my kids.
Yep.
They gave me a place to live. They actually cared about my situation. You know, like, we actually give a shit about immigrants over here. But if you're coming, like, because at the end of the day, if you're coming over here and you're just trying to cause problems, and let's say you're a criminal from another country and you're trying to escape, no country's going to want you.
What language do Iraqi people speak?
Iraqi, usually Arabic.
Arabic.
Yeah.
Somebody laughing that I said Iraqi. But you know what? Some people say speak Mexican. That's not a... it's the same thing. Same thing.
It's funny, I'm telling you, literally, like, especially here growing up in California, like in the Inland Empire, I'm telling you, bro, every single one of the girls I've dated have been Mexican. And the funny thing is that I had a girlfriend in junior high where I came over to their house and I was like, I guess kind of like,
Sorry,
I don't
Dosito.
want to say, like ignorant, but I kind of was to their situation. They came over here. They're immigrants. They were renting out their garage to another immigrant family and everything. They spoke English, but like they took me in. They talked to me. Like their family was a little bit kind of, like they're like cousins and aunts. They were like, "What's this white boy doing here?" You know what I mean? Like to some degree. But at the end, like as long as you just her dad went out, worked at a factory an hour away, and grinded his ass off literally from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., bro. Like, that, like, to make it in this country and go out and work, you just need to bust your ass and do it. And people that I know that are immigrants, some immigrants I know do that more than any natural born citizen I know. That's the truth. So, like, you just need to come over here and contribute. That's all we ask.
Yeah, that's
what
it.
I mean? Like
Yep.
we don't even like people that were born here that like feed off of welfare.
Yeah.
Like all that other stuff. Like immigrant or not, we don't want you to just feed off the system and take advantage of the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
That's not the point of why it was made. It was for single moms. It was for people that are having a hard time, lost their job, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, we're gonna try to change that hopefully in the future.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for calling, buddy. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Bro. Have a great day, okay?
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
I apologize. You guys are right. It's not Iraqi. I apologize. I always believed that Arab, right? Arabian, was the language for all of the Middle Easterns, but then you know how it is, man. People be getting offended about everything, and I think I just kind of butcher everything else. So sorry about that, and I love you guys as well, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you that call in, and thank you for that. I feel bad. I got the kid that calls in, and I'm over here cussing up a storm. Maybe I shouldn't let these guys make me curse so much. And I told you guys before, I have a dirty mouth, and I will curse somebody out. If that's what they want, they're going to get that from me. I think that might be something that I'm going to be trying to control when I am campaigning. But somebody's going to get insulted at some point, I'm pretty sure. The bottom line is that the people that are trying to fight for this country, for some reason, always get the biggest pushback. Let me tell you something. I know we have millions of illegal immigrants in our country. And I can't believe that I let that spick over there actually trigger me to cuss him out. I should do better than that. I apologize to you guys about that. That's not giving Christians a good name. But then again, what Christian is perfect, right? I love it when people come into my channel and try to preach to me about how much of a hypocrite I am, that I'm not Christian and this and that. And you know what? I bet if I go and dig into your closet, there's going to be a lot of skeletons on that closet. You see, I understand in this life, there's no way to be perfect. You want to come in here and start judging me because of Christianity, you have another thing coming. You don't mess with God's children, especially those who really have their faith put in God, not just some pretend preacher that goes to church on every Sunday, but they never find the time to clean their soul. You guys can come in here and try to say all these things about me and how much of a Christian you are and that I'm not. And at the same time, I can tell you that you are not a Christian yourself. If that's the way that you think that you should be, you are not a Christian, and you should really go read that Bible again so that you can learn what you're supposed to be saying in this time. I find it interesting that when somebody is defending the law of the land, Christians, fake Christians, like to come in here into the chat and start throwing some scriptures out there and show how much of a great prophets they are, and they aren't shit. They themselves are going to hell because they don't know how to love and forgive. See, when I yell at somebody, when I curse at somebody, it's because they need to get that. Not just because they were here swinging by saying a couple of nice things. No, they were being dirty rats. They were being dirty snakes. And if you want to act like an animal, I'm going to treat you like an animal. You want to be treated that way, you go ahead and treat me that way, and I'll treat you that way myself. But I can tell you that my heart bleeds for the people. I want this country to stay the greatest country in the world. And for anybody that has one more thing to say about white people, let me remind you that only white people actually care for your sorry ass. Only white people go out around the world trying to serve other ethnicities that don't even appreciate them, that don't even like them. White people are out there feeling guilty because of how miserable you are. It's crazy. I don't answer block calls, by the way. It's crazy. It's really sad, to be honest, that we have time to make something happen, and all we do is just fight each other. Well, I'm gonna say this. I understand. There you go. I don't answer block calls because people are jerks. All right, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Hola.
Hola, senor. You'll be the last caller. And he is the last caller. All right, he just wanted to say hello. So with that being said, I look forward to my actual next live while I'm at home. And if I am in my car, I should always have my reading glasses with me because I can't read you guys' comment that good. Yeah, thank you, Tanya. Tanya, you're my sis. You're my big sis. I thank you for being here with me. I love you so much. You know that. And you're always thinking about my wife. Robert, Brian, these are the big brothers in here that you guys are my family in here. Burning 47, let me ask you a question. I think Burning 47 is a Christian, right? Man of Jonah, why do you hide from the light? I really want to hear from Christians because I apologize that I had to let this guy have it. It really gets on my nerves. It really does get on my nerves. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to read your comments. Thank you, Rad. I don't know what the hell this Gixer is. Yeah, so if just to close it out, because I gotta go pick up my wife now. Just to close it out, if you go into a country to visit, I understand if you don't learn the language. That's okay. You should learn something so that you can speak the language and ask, where is the bathroom? Right? I remember that, some people that were learning Spanish, right, because they wanted to go to a Spanish country, they will always take a Spanish class in high school. Like I took 5 years of French, but I never went to France. I spent all my life working 2-3 jobs, most of my life here in the States. But most people will say, I want to learn some basics. ¿Dónde está el baño? Where's the bathroom? ¿Dónde está comida? Right? Where's food? Where's restaurant? You want to say hello. How are you? Thank you. You're welcome. You got to know the basics. And so if you're going to a country, not just here, if you go to any country, if you're going to visit, you don't have to learn the language. And really, learning the language is for your benefit. It's not for the country's benefit. It's not for the citizens of that country's benefit. It's for your benefit because everybody else speaks the language. If you're wanting to be a resident, it should be a requirement that you learn English because now you're going to be a resident permanently staying in the United States of America where the official language is English. If you want the green card, you should learn English. If you cannot learn English, you get no green card. That should be a thing. It should be a requirement. It should be the policy. especially if you want to be a citizen. If you want to be an American citizen, you absolutely, most definitely need to learn English. And if you can't, well, you should not be able to become an American citizen. I'm willing to make a little break with the residents, but citizens, if you want full citizenship, you gotta speak fluent English. Otherwise, you should never get a citizenship. Are we understood? I hope so. I know this life is not the life that I wanted to give you. I lost. Today was a horrible life for me. I feel guilty that I had it sounded like a kid called in and I said all those words. I apologize about that. It's not going to happen again. As hard as it is, I will try my hardest not to let these guys get the best of me. But I do thank you. Thank you, Brian, so much, man. I appreciate you. We got 100 likes. Thank you, Brian. Aztec, I know, man. I got to go pick up my wife. But we'll continue, man. You see why I have to talk about immigration all the time? It just never ends. It just never ends. I always get people that just get disrespectful to this country. This Puerto Rican guy, he should be grateful that this country decided to make Puerto Rico citizens. United States of America, they shouldn't be citizens. These kind of Puerto Ricans don't deserve citizenship. They should stay nationals in Puerto Rico, and they should still require a passport to come to this country. With that being said, guys, no more calls. I apologize. It is time for me to go off. Thank you so much for being with me in this live. Thank you, Brian, Tanya, Bernie47, Aztec. Thanks for coming in late, but thanks for coming in. Mr. Mikey, thanks for your kind words. Appreciate you all. David Barb, behave. Be good to my members. Omar, love you, little bro. You take care, okay? I will see you guys on the next one. You all be blessed. Peace.